Coffee Time friends. How y'all doing? The cakes, loaves of bread have just come out of the oven about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, we didn't piddle around. It took forever. I know they were in the easy bake, but it took over an hour, didn't it, Mom?
Oh, yeah, and don't recommend it because it raised up.
It raised up and got too close to the burner. Mama had to peel a little bit back so y'all wouldn't see it. I mean...
Blabbermouth.
It burnt one little streak, so Mama just peeled it off and let it re-golden brown. So it looks pretty.
Oh, I hope it looks good.
Yes, it looks fine. She
show
patched it up real pretty.
Let me show them.
She's going to show you both of them. We are making, today's National Soup Day. Homemade Soup Day. National Homemade Soup Day. Can y'all believe that? Because it's a good day for it. We're having homemade beef cabbage soup. Now, I've made a few adjustments since the last time y'all seen it. Mama, bring the other one too.
Well, my hands will only do so much. I can't carry. I'll set this one here.
Is it still warm?
Whoa. Yeah. Well, that might not be that warm.
No. So here's the banana bread. This one's been out a little longer. It got done quicker. It was the smaller of the two loaves. See, it comes right out. Look at that. Golden, delicious, beautiful banana bread. This one's the ones without the pecans. And then we've got another one here. This is the one.
It's hot. Don't touch it like you did there.
This one's hot, but this one here, I'm going to show you. It's right here. It got burnt. And Mama, you just now poured banana bread in the tomatoes.
It won't hurt it.
She says that. If I'd done it, we'd never heard it anymore. See, it got a little burnt, but she scratched it off and it kind of re-goldened up. But look, it's still pretty. But it took this little booger right here an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We probably won't do them in the East Bake no more. We'll break out the big oven. Let me get these pecans out of these tomatoes.
A nut's in there. It won't hurt you.
Okay, so we're good to rock and roll. We got this going over here. Now this little hot plate is not quite as hot as Mama's big stove.
Watch your hand.
But what I'm going to do,
Move it out of your way.
I'm going to throw these onions in there right quick and get this to zapping so that we'll have the beef and the onions and all things considered for the soup. Today is National Homemade Soup Day, and Mama says, I'm going to test some Shoney soup, some beef cabbage. I said, let's go for it, Mama. Do you know I could not find my written recipe? Did one of y'all take it when this was here? Because you like this so good. You know, I used to have a cousin that would steal something from my granny's house every time she came. I guess in fun. But she would take a little whatnot or something. Granny said every time she comes, she took something. And she would tell Granny about it. She'd say, I got the so-and-so. Granny said, you got my... Yes, I wanted it and I wanted to have it. And I got it. And I said, Granny, that's stealing. That ain't right. I don't recommend that. But they used to laugh about it. And I remember as a kid thinking, I wouldn't like that. I guess it was never nothing like super valuable, just stuff that was sentimental to her or something. And Granny knew she was doing it every time she comes. She'd say, be careful what you take today. So it became a little joke with them. Mama, you're rattling at me today.
I'm sorry.
I feel like the cowbell's going off in my ear over here. Okay. Now, I'm going to get your onion ready, Mama.
Okay.
And then you can rattle some more.
Dad, drop it in there and I'm going to take it to the big stove because that's just not right.
You can rattle it some more just in a minute.
It won't rattle on the big stove.
Well, I hope not.
You hope not.
I hope not. Rattling and carrying on over here.
Oh,
Lousy day. I thought she'll stop in a second. No, she ain't going to stop. I'm just going to keep going. All right. Getting these onions ready. This is a medium yellow onion. And it's going to make the soup delicious. Last time I think I used a purple one. It was okay, but the yellow is a better flavor onion for ground beef. In my opinion. Now, opinions are that way. Some people, they vary. But I like a good chunky yellow onion. That one about got away, but he didn't. I caught him.
you're a spice buddy.
I like
You've
it.
been practicing that, haven't you?
I like a good chunky yellow onion for good flavor anytime I'm doing beef. Now, some other things need a milder onion. Yellow onions usually are the ones that'll make you cry. They're pretty stout onions. They're good in chili, good in soup. The flavors marinate with the other flavors real well. You don't lose the onion flavor in the soup at all, do you, Mama?
No.
Okay, that one's done. I'm going to put my little cabbage, the rest of it right there, because I'm going to clean this board out pretty good. Now look, y'all probably didn't get to see a bit of that fancy knife cut neither.
Ooh.
I know y'all hate it when you miss my culinary delights, because Lord knows I'm such a master of it.
Ooh, the master of.
Look at that. It looks like it's been run through a hedge backwards. Anyway, here we go. I'm not a real chef. I just played one on Facebook.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. Mom and I never said we knew anything. We just said, here's what we did. You didn't even fuss when I thought that. Oh, I'm going to touch this down and just see these knife skills.
I'm going to go to the stove and get this cooking.
I get people all tore up. Now see, when I cut a cabbage head, I took the core out. I'm going to lay it this way. And I'm going to cut it this way. That way when I cut it, it's going to be all chopped up, ready to roll. So I just made 2 little dashes in it, and I'm going to turn it this way. Now I've got little pieces coming up for my soup. I know, you're supposed to do something like this. You're not supposed to let the tip of your knife leave the board. Something like that. I can't do all that fancy. My knife skills includes, John, dodge those other fingers. That's what I'm working for. Don't want no other fingers involved in my knife skilling. I have learned to turn your fingers under like that. Can y'all see? Get a good close look at this action. Turn them fingers like that, and that way that knife will rest on those knuckles, and you won't lose no tips to no fingers. Yep, that's my secret. Now, you don't put your cabbage in there straight away. I know it's beef cabbage soup, and it's one of the star components of the soup. But you want all these other stuff in there. And these tomatoes, the whole tomatoes are going to go in there. Mama, you got that hot enough to bring back for us?
No, the onions are not set.
Okay, well then we'll chat a while Mama's over there heating.
The onions are not clear looking yet. They're not cooked enough.
It says, hi, you Mama be like, I'm not a chef, I just put on, but sure, it's the truth. You know, what you see here is pure trial and error. We've tried it, we've erred it, we've changed it, we've rearranged it. So we're not, we respect the culinary craft, and I'll never tell you I'm a chef because I ain't, just a home cook. So my knife skills, I get comments sometimes about he makes me nervous with that knife, or they don't like the little knife, they don't like the big knife. I just have to use I like the little knife, I like the big knife. So I just kind of do whatever works. While you got your cabbage, this is just a little, one of those secrets. While you got your cabbage cut up on your board, go ahead and sling a little salt on there. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of table salt on here. This is going to get that all in there. It's a good chance to do it. Now here's one addition I made to the cabbage soup, is this y'all's Southern secret. I put this stuff on everything. It's the onion and garlic blend. I've not done anything yet that it didn't taste delicious on, but I've used it. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of that on there for taste. And then I'm going to rake all this off right in the kettle. But this will get that cabbage flavored deliciously. And I don't know how much to put on there. I'm going to say a good teaspoon over that much. And I got another little wedge here to do. As soon as Mama brings it over here and we get the rest of these ingredients. Once you put the cabbage in there, the rest of your stuff, like these tomatoes, you can't really mash them up. The beans will be okay. I'll put the tomatoes in there and we'll mash them up. We use whole tomatoes a lot of times in soup because your whole tomatoes are a better quality tomato than chunk tomatoes or diced tomatoes or petite diced tomatoes. The bigger the canned tomato you buy, the more quality you bought. You can remember that. Because, of course, if you were a tomato seller, you would take your whole tomatoes. Those would be your best premium tomatoes. And then if you had one with a spot that you had to whack half of it in two, you'd use those for your chunks. And then they take all that and cook it and make juice. So if you get a can of tomatoes and you think, well, I'm going to use that in some soup. I want the best I can get. Buy whole tomatoes. You're getting a better quality. You're getting a first run tomato. Usually a first crop tomato, first pick. The others can be second crop or less quality. Still good, still delicious, still edible. Nothing wrong with them. And I don't want those farmers out there that hears this. And I know there's a ton of them farmers just gathered around the Facebook tonight watching us cook tomatoes.
They have to use all that they have.
I don't want y'all to waste them. I love the way yous are doing them. It's fine. I'm just telling you all that if you want some for soup or something, go ahead and get your whole tomatoes for your soups and give them a little mash like Mama's going to.
Take your thing and just mash them up.
That's all you have to do, and they're just as good as the
Show
chunk.
them how pretty they are.
Look how gorgeous they are.
They're like a Roma tomato that's really fresh and pretty.
Trust me, Mama and I 100% support our American farmers. We love y'all. We thank y'all.
I'm going to take it back over.
Mama don't like over here. Miss Pam, thank you for this hot plate. It was a wonderful thing. But I can't keep her over here with it. She wants that hot, hot heat.
Well, we
She
put
ain't
2
throwing.
cans of cold tomatoes in here.
Sometimes she will. But I mean, I support the farmers 100%, and I want them to use every bit of the good. But they have to get it. You know, there has to be a process, and that is one of the processes. Not that the others are bad or any harm. You know, just that's the process. But anyway, I love them all. If you grow a tomato, we can be friends. I love all
Petite
tomatoes.
tomatoes is your favorite thing to eat.
I love the petite tomatoes with eggs. You know, I'm thinking this year I may plant 10,000 tomato plants. No. I would like to. I would like to see a field of 10,000 tomato plants, wouldn't y'all? We did not have good luck last year at all. Not at all with tomatoes. I don't believe we got a good bowl full of good tomatoes out of Mama's garden. They got black, they had spots on them, they had messes, didn't they, Mama?
I've been reading, trying to study up on tomatoes. I'm going to put Epsom salt in the whole.
Come over here, Mom. They can't see. See, do you see a little woman in here? I don't see her. Do y'all see
You
her?
put Epsom salt in the
There
hole,
she is.
and then it says to put coffee grounds in,
Oh, I can help you with that, Mom. Why didn't you tell me? I could have been saving them.
in the hole.
I'm going to save them. Used ones?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not the
start
fresh ones,
with
yes.
that pot right there. I'm going to save them to... Why didn't you tell me we had a cause?
And then there's some more stuff. The aspirins keeps, believe it or not, keeps blights and stuff away. This is stuff I've been reading.
Mama, you're doing good. I'm planting tomatoes 6 ways to Georgia's, what you say. Mama's got her raised beds. We're going to put some tomatoes in them. I'm going to get me some 5-gallon buckets. I'm having some 5-gallon bucket tomatoes. I'm going to do some tomatoes and probably put some in good old Mother Earth right in the ground because I think that may be a good way to start too. I intend to have a few good tomatoes this year. Last year was such a disappointment. And a lot of people around here, and it was weird the way it happened. A lot of people around here said the same thing. I had no tomatoes. Our tomatoes were awful. We had the blight. We had this. We had that. Other people said, well, mine did pretty good. We didn't have any problems with them. So I don't know if it was soil. Now, we bought tomatoes from a family at the farmer's market 2 miles up the road. And they had beautiful tomatoes. So Mama decided last year, and we've talked about it a lot since then, if some had them and some didn't, it must have been something they were doing to them. Something that we
In the
didn't do
soil.
in the soil. So,
They need calcium, eggshells.
Mama, you have not told me any of this.
I've been studying, reading up on it.
I'm going to start saving eggshells. I'm going to start saving coffee grounds. Anything else you need, Mama, for tomato life?
Yeah, I think there's something got an orange peel in it.
So what do we do with our eggshells? You have to bake them?
It didn't show them. It showed them just crumbling up and putting them in.
Now, I know
But now I put eggshells in this bed out here
last year. I know if you're going to use eggshells for your chickens for calcium, you bake them and then crush them up. So we can bake this stuff for our tomatoes.
It didn't say bake or nothing. It just said
Anyway, we're looking forward. You see what we sit around and talk about? What's we going to put in that garden and what's it going to be good? And tomatoes is always #1 priority. And I'm looking forward to it. And I do want to do an okra plant or two this year so we can have some fresh okra. Our y'all crooked neck squash, straight neck squash didn't do great last year. It was a weird year. We had a little, let's see, how did it go? Do we have a lot of rain in the beginning?
we had a lot of rain, but we couldn't plant till late. And then we had a real dry spell when everything needed.
Was in full growth.
Yeah. And then we got back to real dry on some of it again.
This is 1 container of beef broth. Now, last time I think when we done this, we used bouillon cubes, but you can use either or.
I'm gonna put my beans in here. I think does that look like it's chocolate?
Looks perfect, Mama.
Looks like chili.
It's not. It could be. You could turn it right now to chili, but we don't want chili, do we?
No. It's
Today's National Soup Day. These are 2 cans of red kidney beans. These are the dark, but you can use light, dark. I think the dark look prettier in it, to be honest with you. It just gives it that pop of color. But as far as flavor goes, I wouldn't turn down either one. Let that heat back up. It will heat back up on here. It just takes it a few minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and put this beef broth in there. I'm putting a whole container of good beef broth.
Now, definitely have to take it.
Now I definitely have to go back to the stove, she said.
Because that's 2 cans of tomatoes and beef broth.
2 cans of beans.
Beans, I'm sorry. You had 2 cans of tomatoes.
I know. You want me to carry it over there? It's getting heavier.
No, it ain't that heavy, is it?
So this right here is a 2-pound box or 32 ounces of beef broth going in there, okay? In case you're wondering. I'm going to reach into the real recipe. Now next we're going to add this beautiful cabbage. And then I'm going to cut out the rest of the cabbage. You all know cabbage kind of, it shows up for the party. And then it blends into the background. You'll have a whole pot of cabbage in there. Then in a minute you won't have any. Let's read this recipe. All right. So it's 28-ounce can of tomatoes, and that's what we put in there together. 1 large can of tomatoes. Now that's a big thing of tomato juice, Mama. Did we get that?
What?
The big thing of tomato juice. Did you put that in? Did you start with that?
No, I had 2 cans of whole tomatoes, so I think it just meant to have 1, but I put.
But we always put the tomato juice in it too. I'll go get the tomato juice.
I'll get it right.
I can go get it, Mom.
Well,
You used to come over here and sing and dance.
I'm not singing and dancing.
She's a hard cat to skin, as they say. Okay, so 1 large can of tomatoes, and then we'll put, that's juice, just like you buy at the store, tomato juice. 1 pound of ground beef, and that's what we used. 1 medium yellow onion. 1 box of beef broth, and it's or the equivalent of 32 ounces if you want to use bouillon cubes. 2 cans of kidney beans. I did add 2 cans in there this time. I think normally it was 1 can. That's for a little bit smaller version. 1/2 a medium cabbage head chopped. Got that going here. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We've not put that in there yet. We will right before we do our cabbage. Salt and pepper to taste. And then I add in here at the bottom y'all's brand Southern Secret onion and garlic to taste too. So that's the real recipe if y'all want to write down. It's a little different than the one we made a couple months ago, and I do like the tomato paste in it. Don't skip that part because it adds a lot of richness to it. This has already been washed. I feel it there.
It's wet. I'm looking.
You just did it wrong. So let's open this up. This is when I said tomato juice, this is what I'm talking about. Just 100% tomato juice can. This is our store brand, but you can get whatever you want. And you can omit this part because this is something we added from the original recipe. But we love a good juicy soup. We don't like dry. A lot of people say, oh, I want that thick, rich, chunky soup. We like to do the cornbread in it or the crackers or whatever we're doing. I just like the juice. I like the au jus or whatever out of beef stew. I like all that goodness. Anyway, it's deliciousness all the way. Isn't it, Mom?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she said. I'm just going to pop the top. Well, John, you popped that all right.
What did you do?
Well, I just lifted it, Mama. I really didn't do nothing wrong with it.
Oh, it just
Splatter
went
and
all over
splatter.
the baby.
Did y'all hear her? Went all over the baby. I feel like she might have been making fun a little bit. What do y'all think?
No, I was not. You're my baby.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you was doing, Mama?
No, I wasn't making fun. No, no.
1 tablespoon, it says here. 1 tablespoon. Are you gonna bring that back over here, or you ain't satisfied with it yet? 1 good heaping tablespoon.
I don't think we can put that tomato juice in here. Not all of it, I mean.
Well, we'll put a bit of it, and we'll put the rest of it in a Tupperware pitcher, and I'll drink it for breakfast.
That'd be good.
I probably could have just opened up a can of tomato paste this time and used a whole can. So if you got a can of tomato paste, just use a can, because I don't think it hurts a thing. The tomato paste in the tube is awful handy for like when you just want to add a little flavor, but you don't want to waste a half a can of.
That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
You put it the paste.
She's strict. That's just a half a can of this then. So change your recipe to a half
Well,
a
we
can.
gotta have room to
Put the cabbage. I
put
know.
the cabbage.
I'm coming up with it. I'm getting it together, Mama. So here's our cabbage. It's going to go in. You put the cabbage in pretty close to the end, believe it or not, because cabbage is mostly water, and it's going to evaporate. You'll see it happen right before your eyes, and you'll think, I put a whole half a head of cabbage in there. Well, you did, but it went away. I love cabbage soup, I always have. But I love cabbage. I love cabbage steaks. I love cabbage in things. I love stir fry with cabbage. It's hard to do anything with cabbage that's not good. I love slaw. If I had to pick a favorite vegetable, or the one I use the most, may not think about it as being a favorite vegetable because, you know, we just don't rank up there with a good tomato, which is a fruit. We've already had that conversation.
Or a good potato.
Or a good potato, but it's a very well-used veggie. We've already had that whole discussion. I don't remember when it was. If a tomato is a fruit, is ketchup jelly?
Oh, don't start that. Oh my goodness.
Or is ketchup a smoothie? That's a legitimate question, folks, that I'm presenting to the group tonight. If tomatoes is a fruit, if you puree apples and you add a little sugar to it, it's jelly. That's kind of what you do to ketchup, ain't it? So why do we not call it tomato jelly? Would you like some tomato jelly with your fries? If it's a fruit and you blend it up in a blender, is it a smoothie then?
I don't think he's making much cabbage soup.
Oh, well, yeah, it's just a tiny little kettle full.
Ooh, it's a big kettle full.
I'll eat this for lunch until
You'll
it's
have to
gone.
reach that picture.
I will say this, the last couple of times we've made beef cabbage soup, not one drop was spoiled
Or wasted it.
or wasted because we ate every drop of it.
I thought it'd been a while since we made it, but I remember now.
Remember we made it twice in 7 days?
Yeah, and you ate every bite of it. Oh, I know I helped you eat it, but we
didn't waste a bite of it.
We ate it for, I started to say breakfast, lunch, and supper, but we ate it for lunch and
Mama
supper.
is going to have to take that to the big stove. I'm going to take it for her, but no, I'm going to take it. Let's see what we got to taste on here.
Might need more salt and pepper.
Let's taste as we go when you're making your stuff, people. my goodness.
It got everything.
Drop the spoon.
Oh, wow.
It's
I
delicious.
can take it.
Nope, I'll take that.
Oh.
This right here made a world of difference. It's very tasty, and I want you to taste it, Mama.
Oh, no. If you'll get the picture, I'll get that tomato juice out of that can.
This just takes one of them small pictures.
I can't reach one.
I mean, I know, but I'll have to get one.
Yep.
What do you say?
It's seasoned good.
It's delicious, ain't it?
Yeah.
You like that? Y'all seen it?
Yeah.
It's delicious, folks. Let's take this big old pot of soup. It's not heavy. Let me get you a picture, Mama.
I don't like to leave it in that can. I know it's coated.
They say it's okay, though, don't they, Mama?
Yeah, they say it's okay, but
I'll get this poured up. Mama don't like the tomato to be in a can.
after you open them, I don't like to leave it.
That was just about a half, but we'll take care of that. And we might pour it into the soup tomorrow if it dries out a little. Or
That's what we did the last time.
No, I
so.
think I drank it last time.
Oh,
I drank it. Oh. Where, oh where? There it goes. Oh. So this morning, lunch, dinner, we had BLTs.
oh.
That was our breakfast, lunch,
It was
breakfast,
so
dinner.
good.
It was delicious, but being so low on JFG salad dressing, I tried Miss Morse's mayonnaise, JFG mayonnaise. I haven't had JFG mayonnaise in many years. It was delicious. So, thank you for that, by the way. Until the salad dressing comes back on market, I'm going to switch to JFG mayonnaise for my salad dressing needs. I still love Duke's. I'm not turned on Duke's. Duke's is delicious. But that mayonnaise that JFG has is good. And I guess we'll just have to go with that until I get some salad dressing back on the market. I don't see the finished banana bread. Nancy, you're in the right place because we're going to show you again. Nancy wants to see the banana bread, Mama.
Oh.
Give just a second. Now,
She
Maggie,
does that for
Maggie
Cabbage.
is getting into this new habit. If we're on the phone or if we're doing videos, she wants to go out now. Don't know what started that, but she has her own little thing. If we don't do a video or we're not talking on the phone, she goes out about 4 times a day, 5, and she's perfectly content.
Here's the pop.
Now, every time she hears us talking, it's time to go out. So that's the banana bread with the pecans on top.
Don't fix it in the easy way.
Don't put it in easy bake, Mom said. It rose too high. So what happened was it touched the burner right there. So time she got out and peeled that little burnt spot off, it killed some of the cook time. The door was open, and it took this little booger here about an hour and 15 minutes to get a clean toothpick. But look how good. I can't wait. It's still warm. It's still hot. It's more than warm. This one's more than warm. This one we didn't put nuts on. And it was out a long time, about 15, 20 minutes ahead of that one. But look, it comes right out so easy. And look at that brown, golden deliciousness. Mmm. And we're going to cut it here in a second, too. Going to cut this one with the pecans on it. You want me to dump this one out?
Yeah, you want a plate to put it
Yeah.
on?
If you get a, well, yeah. Whatever you're going to store it in.
Well, I'm going to store it in a Tupperware container, but
Well, we'll just dump it out now and cut it. We don't have to be so. We don't have to worry about storing it right now.
if it'll come out.
Oh, it's coming out like a jewel.
Oh,
Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I'm going to put it right here on the... I just got a big smell of it. If I could have that in an air freshener, I'd put it in my car. Look at that. Gorgeous bread. I'll go ahead and cut a slice of it in case we get carried away with the soup. And don't cut it for y'all. There it is, folks. Now, I've told y'all this before. Now, some of y'all will disagree, and that's fine. When I do a loaf of bread like this, especially if we're going to leave it here at home, I don't cut over here. I start right in the middle, and I cut it in half. And, just like that. And then I cut my slice right out of the middle. Because when you're dealing with a loaf, you're going to store it and you're going to have it. But if you cut your slices in the middle first, it's easier to get out for one thing. Look, it's still piping hot. Mama's bringing a paper plate for us today. Look how gorgeous. Now, what's this? So I've cut it right out of the middle, and you're like, John, why did you do that? That's not the way you cut a loaf. It came straight up out of there, no problems. Now, I'm just going to push it back together. It's still beautiful. And really, well, there's a chunk out of the back. Really, if I turn it this way. You can't tell it's been messed with. It still looks beautiful. But it stays so much fresher. You've got the end pieces intact. You get your sides. Your next piece comes right out of here, right along. You just keep mashing them together till you have a little bit of end pieces. Some people like the end pieces to eat. If you want to do it that way, that's fine. But this is a good way to cut your loaves and always keep them fresh. Much longer. Because when we put this in an airtight container, it still has its own little protective barrier there to keep it good and fresh. And if you have company over, or you have a lot of people, just pull it apart, cut it from both sides, put it out, and then just put it back together. And there you are. Fresh bread. It looks delicious. And nobody really would know I took that big old slice out. But that's the reason I do it. I do it so it'll stay fresher when you do a loaf. Just like that. Right, Mom?
Right.
So that keeps it all good and tidy, fresh. And you'll have fresher cake or bread or whatever for several days. Yummy. Good point. Thank you, Gloria. That's so clever. Well, thank you, Kathy. It does work, and it does keep it good and soft. And you have that wonderful bread. Hey, Pepper. Thank y'all. But it does look delicious. Now, my mama's always made a mean banana bread. I asked her when she was making it today, I said, Mama, she brought up making banana bread, and I said, oh, Mama, that'd be good. Or you could make mystery bread. I love her mystery bread. What on earth is mystery bread? It's where she takes the basis of banana bread, and then she throws in craisins and different kinds of ingredients.
Craisins and raisins and pecans. And
pineapple. Yes.
Yeah, put pineapple in.
It's wonderful with pineapple. Wonderful. So
apples. I've eaten
apples, pineapples, craisins. Just runs it through the orchard and the whatever she can come up with, and it's delicious. Delicious, and we call it mystery bread because it's a mystery whatever Mama put in it. And people say, "What's the recipe?" And Mama say, "I can't even begin to tell you. I'll have to look it up." So
I don't even write it down. I take pumpkin bread and whatever I've got on hand.
And banana bread too.
I mean banana bread.
She does the same thing with pumpkin bread. She makes mystery pumpkin bread, mystery banana bread. And it's just the basic banana bread with whatever Mama wants to put in it. And so far, to date, we've had great successes with every one she's made. And they've all had a little different taste to it. One time she put mandarin oranges in it. Oh, that was a good day. We had some mandarin oranges from another recipe, and it was in the refrigerator. She drained it, threw it in there, and it was delicious.
Cut them up in little pieces.
They were delicious. So don't be afraid to explore with these recipes. Mama, the soup is boiling. The cabbage looks like it's cooked down. You ready for soup?
No, I don't think the cabbage has had time to,
I think
because it's
probably
just
good.
now started cooling.
I think it's probably good. It smells good. This banana bread looks good, smells good. I'm sure it's going to taste good. Nothing but goodness, folks. Nothing but goodness. National Homemade Soup Day. So what are you having? Are y'all making soup? It's delicious with chocolate chips too. Linda,
Oh, we've tried them.
I started saying, I think she put chocolate chips because Mama don't miss an opportunity to add chocolate too much now. My aunt makes a pineapple cookie with a glazed icing. Anita, I bet it's wonderful. She says, very good. Hey, Rita, how are you? Connie, how are you? I put small, can of crushed pineapples in my banana bread. Everyone loves it. Connie, that's what Mama does when she makes her mystery bread. Tidbits, it don't matter. She'll chunk up rings, whatever pineapples we got in there. It's kind of like cleaning out the refrigerator day, or if she's got anything extra. Craisins, you know how craisins will be in the refrigerator from a previous recipe. Raisins, we keep raisins. And it's delicious. Sometimes today, in fact, I requested it. But sometimes even when she's not mentioned banana bread, I said, Mama, we got some brown bananas. Won't you make some mystery bread? Bananas and pineapples. I think my favorite is when she uses bananas and pineapples and craisins and raisins. That's all good. It's delicious. Mama, that soup smells wonderful. It's just
cabbage
boiling.
is not tender enough yet, though.
See, I could eat it raw, the cabbage. I wouldn't care a bit. It's just a boiling and carrying on. I was going to make some cornbread for tonight.
We've got banana bread. We don't need them both. You can have a cup of coffee and banana bread.
Okay. You can soothe me with a cup of coffee anytime.
If you want to set that over here, we'll let it finish.
Okay. I will, Mama. Your baby is singing.
I know it, Holly.
See, I don't know what this new little trick is. Now, even though Mama says it's not quite ready, it looks delicious and ready to me. Look at that. I believe it won't be another few minutes that cabbage will be on. But see how I put all that cabbage in there? You'd think it would be just full. There is quite a bit there, but it'll go away as it goes down. There'll be less and less of it noticeable. But look at that, stocked full of goodness. Plenty of good juice. Plenty of good cabbage. I love these pots. These are Tupperware pots. If you get an opportunity to check out any of the Tupperware cookware, see how this handle is so cool. But you can see that soup is boiling and has been on the hot stove boiling. And the handle is cool. Warm. I mean, it's not even really warm. It's just like neutral almost. That one's kind of neutral. They're easy to hold. You don't have to have a pot holder of any kind. Alright, I'm going to slide the soup around to give Mama some room to eat. I've got a spoon, Mama.
You've got a spoon.
You had a spoon.
I throw mine in the sink.
You wouldn't have it, so you throw it away.
I'll get me another one.
You want to get you one of these others over here? She likes that silver one. Somebody asked me about these spoons the other day on here, and I guess I forgot to mention it. I bought these spoons sometime back on Amazon. I really bought them in these colors because I wanted to keep these colors over here. I don't think they're on here. I want to keep these over here separate from these because you know how you're always grabbing a spoon to taste? Well, that's what these are. These are what I call the taster spoons. And they're like that one's a black, here's a copper, and here's a gold, and here's a purpley, and here's a blue, and then there's a variegated looking one over there. These were just,
variegated one's one I have.
I got these off Amazon. And I wanted something that we could distinguish.
This one was blue, purple.
Yeah, that one's like almost like what they call it. We got dishes in there like that.
Carnival.
Yeah, carnival glass looking. But these are so we could distinguish these as going in a different drawer than the silverware drawer because just to grab the taste with.
I throw mine in the sink, so I'll have it clean.
Mama said, I ain't tasting with that taster. I ain't eating with the tasting spoon. And then there's the plain old silver one underneath.
But the handle's different.
But the handles are different than the others. So they're over here in a separate drawer so we can grab them and taste as we're going. In case you're wondering, how come sometimes they use that different spoons? There ain't no rhyme or reason to it other than it's a taster. I guess we're having crackers instead of cornbread. I meant to fix cornbread. I had plans for leftover cornbread. In fact, I may make a cornbread tomorrow if I'd go with my idea of leftover cornbread. Y'all know how it is. Mama's talking meatloaf for tomorrow, but y'all know that don't mean nothing. You guys may tune in here tomorrow at lunch and we'll be eating bologna sandwiches. Sometimes we make plans that we don't work out or Mama changes her mind in the morning.
They don't come true sometimes.
But now I tell you what, I hope she holds up with this one. It's been 100 years since we had meatloaf here.
Oh, it ain't been 100 years.
Some of y'all are saying, John, I've seen you make it 25 times. I like meatloaf. I can't help it. I love meatloaf. I'm thinking if she does make meatloaf tomorrow, I'm thinking I want some Creole sauce on it.
Oh, yeah.
Brown sugar, ketchup, celery, onions. That would be very, very tasty. We're having some y'all's unsweet tea tonight. Y'all seen us make some the other day. Mama made this morning, I guess. She made this morning. This is your pink. This is my blue. Look, mine matches my bowl. Look at that. My spoon Mama, we couldn't have planned this any better. My cup matches the bottom. My spoon, my bowl. Makes me feel special. Looks delicious. I love a good meatloaf too. Isn't it wonderful, Lydia? I mean, people say they don't like meatloaf, and I tell people all the time, if you don't like meatloaf, you just haven't met the right one yet. Because meatloaf is one of those things, it's kind of like saying, I don't like pizza. You can do anything that you want to. Juice, yes ma'am. You can do anything you want to with pizza or meatloaf to make it taste just like you want it. So if you don't like meatloaf, now some people are allergic to meat, I understand. Some people don't eat meat, I understand that. But you could make a black bean meatloaf and not have any meat in it. But there's so many varieties of flavors. You can make taco meatloaf. You can put salsa in a pound of meatloaf with half a tube of saltine crackers and 2 eggs, and you can make a meatloaf every time it tastes the same. You can change the flavor up. You can do anything. You can make a pizza meatloaf, literally, with oregano and some Italian seasoning. You can, if you've not, don't blanket everything as meatloaf. Meatloaf can be many flavors to many different people. Can it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's bless it, Lord. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to protect this meal. And dear Lord, we just thank you for these precious things that prepared it. And dear Lord, we just pray for all your love and your kindness. And dear Lord, we just ask you to be with each and every prayer request out there. And dear Lord, our family has several on our hearts at this time, sickness and illness. And we just pray that you'll touch and lead and guide, dear Lord. And we just pray that you'll touch and lead and guide everyone out there, dear Lord, those spoken and unspoken. Be with our country, be with our nation. Put a hedge of protection about us and watch over us. In your loving grace we pray. Amen. Okay, Mama, it's time.
And it's hot.
And it's delicious. Look at that soup. I went through a spell, probably kind of like your teenage years. I don't know. I didn't want soup. I didn't like soup. Mama would make soup, and I'd say, oh, I'll just take a sandwich. I don't want no soup. I don't know what was wrong with me. I didn't like soup beans as good. I didn't like soup, vegetable soup, chicken soup. I didn't like any soup in them all.
No, you wouldn't either.
I just wouldn't hardly eat soup. And then, one night, Mama made vegetable soup with hamburger.
Maggie.
And I thought, boy, this is good. And I wanted it, and I liked it. She made some of this later on. I liked it. Potato soup, I thought, gosh, I like soup. Now, what's wrong with somebody like that? What happens? What is it about it that changes? But my need for soup changed. So now I need soup about every other week. And if we don't,
Sometimes twice a week with
I
it.
said, Mama, I just like to have some good soup. Mom, this is delicious.
I think this National Homemade Soup Day was another trick. What did we fix the other day? You said it was a National something day.
You think I'm tricking you? Mama, you can look it up. Y'all look it
What
up.
was that the other day?
National, what was it that day? Spaghetti Day.
Was it spaghetti?
National Spaghetti Day. And you tried to tell me I was tricking you then too. Now there's National Vegetable Soup Day. There's National Other Day. Today is National Homemade Soup Day, so it just opens it wide up for any kind you want to have. So y'all look it up and confirm with Mama because she won't look it up. It is National Homemade Soup Day, February the 4th, 2023. Tomorrow's National Meatloaf Day.
No, it's not. That is made up.
I've not looked it up, but it could be here in Oswego. It could be Oswego Meatloaf Day. How do you know it's not? How do you know it's not?
Because that was too handy for you. I'm old, but you can't trick me.
That's the truth, Mama. I mean, Mama's on it. She don't miss a beat. I don't really ever try to trick her, but sometimes I'll do little things to her or say something to her, and she'll say, "You're crazy." No, you're right. Like, you know, if I'm wanting chocolate cake, I say, "Mama, today's National Chocolate Cake Day. You want it?" I would ain't done it. So that's why she's a little apprehensive. She has good reason to be. But I always tell you the truth, don't I, Mama?
Was today National Banana Bread Day too?
No, I don't reckon.
Oh, well, I was just checking.
But now, Mama, the banana bread day was yours.
Yeah.
You're the one said,
The
I've got them
bananas
four.
was either make bread or throw them on the roses. One, it was getting in that shape. So.
Why do we buy bananas, Americans? Why do we buy them bananas? We buy them, we love them. I love to have a good banana. But really and truly, I buy them as green as I can find them because, for two reasons. Mama only likes them when they're 1 day past green. 1 day past green is the only time she likes them. I'm not that's not my favorite time. Right now is my favorite time for these particular ones.
Too bad for me.
I like them when they get a little brown on them. And I have red, I don't know, if not studied it. If they got brown on them, they're good. A little bit of brown, that little dapples of brown, they're better. They have more cancer-fighting things in them and different stuff. But I buy bananas every time I go to the store. Mama buys them every time she goes to the store. And if we're going to say we ever waste food, it has to be bananas. Now, you can do things with bananas. Like you can, when they start getting brown, you can put them in ice trays and freeze them. And then you can use them for smoothies. You can blend them up. You can put them in banana bread later. Mama, we really need to start bagging them up and use them in banana bread. But if all else fails, the roses get a good dose of potassium.
They seem to like them.
And it really, I did a little, didn't mean to, but last year I kind of, I guess, throwed more bananas on the closest roses. Just did. And I noticed in the summer they had a lot more red blooms. I thought, those two on the end are really doing good. I wonder why the rest of them aren't. And Mama went there and she said, well, right here's about 100 banana peels under these, and there ain't none down here. So now I
have to get out in the weather and throw them down on the other.
So now I go out in this yard and give them all a little taste of banana. So I'm expecting pretty roses this year. So I think it really does work, don't you?
It helps them, I think.
I think so. Well, we're gonna eat our soup, and we're gonna eat some of this delicious banana bread. I'll cut a little piece here, do a little sampling. Mama, you want a little sample?
No, I'm eating soup right now.
I can eat banana bread and soup. I'm gonna do a little sample just for y'all.
Tastes banana-y.
Perfect.
No nuts in it.
Yeah, it's got nuts on top. Now see, I love that nuts on top. I just don't want them all in here where I'm running into them unaware. I want to know where they are. I don't know. Maybe it's a textural thing. I'm not sure, but I don't like them.
As kids says in school.
Are any of y'all that crazy as I am? And the rest of y'all. It's also National Chocolate Fondue Day tomorrow.
Woo!
Greta, I've got
Now
some.
that's my day. I love to have that.
If they are green, put aluminum foil on the ends. I have tried that. I've tried wrapping cellophane around them. I mean, it may keep it a little day or two, but we still lose them. Does Mama do her own hair? Always looks so nice.
Yeah.
She does her own hair she don't go to the beauty shop. She's not a weekly beauty shop person. But she don't cut her own hair or color her own hair. But she does fix it, produce it.
I brushed it over.
She said today she's brushed it. I'm proud of you, Mama. Mama picking on you today. I know, Teresa. It's also National Mama Picking on John Day. If y'all didn't look that one up, you've seen it here first. I love my banana bread without nuts. They're hard for me to eat them. Rita, it is different. I can chew them. I have teeth. I mean, it's not that I don't have teeth. I just like that smooth, rich banana bread or anything. I don't like nuts in a Italian cream cake. I don't like nuts in anything. I like them on it. I don't care a bit for Italian cream cake covered in pecans or whatever they put on them in the icing. But I just want to see them. I don't want no surprises. It's kind of like the water chestnut thing. It's not a flavor thing. They don't even taste. I just don't like the grit. I don't like the crunch. I just don't want to be eating a good pea salad and run into a water chestnut. I just don't want it in there. You put that right, Mama. How old is Mama? She's 104 today. She looks good for 104, doesn't she? Mama, tell them how old you are. I hate to tell a lady's age.
74.
74.
I was thinking today I'm 74 and a half or more.
74 and a half?
Yeah.
Well, you make a pretty 74-year-old.
Well, thank you.
Mama's family, her sisters, all of them, her brothers too. She lost a brother last year in 87, 88? I was
87.
87. He looked like he was in his late 60s. One of her other brothers, I mean, they don't age. Her baby sister is 70.
69.
69.
You'll get a whipping.
Sorry. She looks 60.
60-something.
60. She could be a 60-year-old or a 58-year-old. Her oldest sister, y'all met her.
No, well, the one's alive.
Yeah, the oldest living one now. And she's got a few more years.
She's got 80 under her belt.
I didn't say it. And she don't look. She could be
as old as
60.
me.
She could be 60. Mama looks young. They just look young. I took after my daddy's side. They were big people and they aged. And, yeah. Mama's side of the family, they're all young looking. It no matter. I mean, when they would out when the most of them were living, and they'd all gather up here, we'd take pictures, and it looked, you know, they all look so young, and they don't get gray-headed too quick. And her oldest sister, I guess she was 74 when she passed.
72.
She's been passed for 15 years.
Yeah.
But young looking, even at that age. So they do their age well.
Wonder what that is.
I don't know. I didn't get it. I look old.
You're older than me at times.
I'm always older than Mama. Mama is definitely the younger generation in this household. Music, staying up late, likes those murder movies, scary movies, all that. I don't like any of them. Don't want to watch any. I don't have any TV except, you know, if I'm really having a real night of TV, it's got like, and I've not done this in weeks, you know, like a couple of episodes of Little House on the Prairie, maybe one of the Waltons, maybe TV Land do some moving on up with the Jeffersons. And Laverne and Shirley don't come on. I wish they did.
We watched it.
You know, I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but Shirley passed this week.
I didn't know that. I had
Cindy, what's her last name? Little Shirley from Laverne and Shirley passed this week. I always liked them two girls. They was always so much fun. They was down to earth and they was real. But let's just whisper a little prayer for her family. I know that would be, you know, it's just sad. But let's do, I don't, Mama's the youngin'. She'll rally up here till 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes. I think. I don't know. I've never awake at that time. But you gotta watch her. Folks, we have tied you up all day between banana bread.
We have, haven't we?
Between banana bread and
National Homemade Soup Day.
National Homemade Soup Day. Did anybody look that up? Can somebody get her off my back? You know. She ain't gonna have it till she hears more. Now, one of y'all can say it, and she'll say, "Oh, okay. Well, I see. That's good." I can say it, and she's like, "Oh, that ain't right. That ain't right." Thank you for those stars, Carrie. I'm 75. Just thankful to still, Glenda. Yes, we're thankful you're here. We're thankful all of our beloved people are here. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have family. And people sometimes say, "John, you sure are lucky to have your mom." I'm blessed to have my mama. I was blessed to have my daddy. I'm blessed to have the family in general and in an all-inclusive that I have. Very blessed, and I know that. And I appreciate y'all loving mama. I appreciate y'all caring for her. You know, send her stuff, and she's appreciative, and she loves everything. Folks, you know, we've been having this little competition with y'all's brand. They give all the Facebook food people in their little circle codes. Our code is John, John, all capital letters. You get 10% off site-wide. So head on over there. This stuff right here is worth the cost of admission. Southern Secrets. Onion and garlic. I love all the spices they have given us. I love the lime. I love the ranch. I'm about out of ranch. I've got very little ranch. I'm going to have to get me some. But anyway, you all right?
Mm-hmm. Yours running down my
I just heard a commotion. This stuff here, I put on everything. A sprinkle, a dash. It's onion and garlic. I think one of the reasons I love it so good is I have been off garlic powder for so long because I felt like I was allergic to it. I believe it was just something in the powder. But now that I can use that, I took this the other day and made the equivalent of garlic bread, but I used this instead. And Mama, wasn't it like 10 times better than plain old garlic bread?
Yeah, it was really
Mama
good.
said, we'll just use that from now on because I had switched to minced garlic bread instead of garlic powder. This onion and garlic together on the bread is the best garlic bread I ever ate in my life. And Mama even said, "Who needs garlic? powder when you can use this? I said, this has been a great substitute for me. So it's a personal thing with me. When you've gone 6, 8 years without using garlic powder and you love garlic, this has been a godsend. So head on over to y'all's brand site. I will post it in the comments and you can catch it there. But anyway, just throw that out there. And
Running down the chin.
Mama, I'm gonna have to get you a bib. That's for being me, Mama. So is it National Homemade Soup Day or not?
I don't know.
Can barely hear you, John. Oh, Pam. Anything else having trouble hearing me? Tomorrow is National. Tomorrow is It's not. I don't know what that means, Jamie. I got my order today. Well, Becky, did you like it? Tell us if you liked it. I had my parents until 76, my brother 72. Barb, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. He's something. I'm doing something here. He's changing the subject over and over, laugh out loud. Tammy, I do. I chase rabbits. But this is me. This is why I act all the time in it, Mama.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what I'm talking about because I'm changing subjects. Then it'll hit me and I go, oh, yeah, I am. I apologize because I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. Because that's just, I'm just that way. Sorry, though. I'll try to keep focused a little better. Bib time. Thank you, Linda. I'm going to have to get her a bib. For National Soup Day. Homemade soup day.
I can use it. It runs, I let the juice run on my chin.
I guess I'm wearing my bib. Can hear you fine. Thank goodness. Because sometimes it is a little messed up. Sean Marie, somebody must ask my age. He's 50. Thank you, Sean. Yes. Don't I look 75? I feel it. I really do. Well, thank you, Vicki. We love that you're here. But we are going to let y'all go. I've said that maybe 2 or 3 times, probably, but we're giving them 4 Southern goodbyes that we owe y'all.
Yeah.
We're going to go. Thank y'all for being with us. Thank you for putting up with us. And thank you for chasing rabbits with me from time to time because I am all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I get in a lot of subjects that way.
At least half of it. I've done that my whole life. I got accused in high school. I'll tell you this one story. Of not doing my own work because I would be writing if I wrote something over 6 or 8 pages, there would be 2 or 3 sets of handwriting in it because I would change. You know, I'd start writing, I'd pick the pen back up. Maybe I wasn't as tired or maybe I was in a different mood. So she said, I can't give you a grade on this because there's too many people. You need to do your own work. And I said, I am. She said, no, one person didn't write all this. And I said, I promise. And she said, well, I don't think you would lie, John. And she said, I'm going to take your word for it, but there's some compelling evidence here against you. And I said, I promise. I wrote it out. She said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to watch you. And I'm going to hold this grade until I see. So I forgot about it, kind of. So 6 or 8 weeks later, she said, yeah, it's you. She said, I've looked at your notes, other things you turned. I'm like, he really does have 4 or 5 handwritings. But it just, I don't know. I just get tired or whatever. The longer I write, the sloppier it gets. I start out in the beginning trying to write really good, I guess. And then the time I write a little while, I'm tired. Then I start taking shortcuts and start letting it slant a little bit. And, yeah. So I chase rabbits even when I write. Y'all have a blessed night. We'll see you in the morning, hopefully for Sunday School Highlights. Good Lord willing, we'll be here for tomorrow for Southern lunch too. And it's until what we'll have, maybe even meatloaf again. I don't know.
We may even have warmed over cabbage.
We could just have leftovers because we've got plenty of them. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Tons of them.
But that'd be good for
I
lunch.
thought we was just going to do about a half a kilo to start with.
That'd be good for lunch, Mom.
And we still got over a half a kilo after eating 2 bowls.
I'm not eating, but this is my first. I ain't get the.
Well, this is my first bowl too, but that's 2
Oh,
bowls.
2 out of it. I'm not got mine eat yet. Say good night, Mama.
Good night, Mama, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all. Have a blessed night.